says Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 95.46%. Situation in Northeast on the mend over valiant sacrifice of COVID warriors. Pandemic wreaks the havoc across Western nations. 23 feature and 20 non-feature films in Indian panorama for the 51st International Film Festival of India. And in cricket, Australia beat India by 8 wickets. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. This is Hansraj, and now the stories in details. Calling upon industries in the country to work for a self-reliant India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that this is the time to show capability, commitment and courage of the industry to the world. Delivering the keynote address virtually to Assam Foundation Week 2020 this morning, Modi said the world is moving rapidly towards the fourth industrial revolution. In the form of new technology, challenges will come and also solutions, Modi said. The Prime Minister said today is the time to plan and act. He said that in 27 years, the nation will be celebrating its centenary of independence. What the country is going to deliver in the same number of years will determine India's global role, Modi said. This span of time will also test both the dreams and dedication of the Indians, the Prime Minister added. The Prime Minister presented the Assam Enterprise of the Century Award to industrialist Ratan Tata.
भारतीयों के जीवन को बेहतर बनाने में जुटे हैं। यही बात श्रीमान रतन टाटा जी के लिए, पूरे टाटा समूह के लिए भी उतनी ही सही है। भारत के विकास में टाटा परिवार का, टाटा समूह का, उनके योगदान के लिए उन्हें आज यहां सम्मानित भी किया गया है। टाटा ग्रुप की देश के विकास में बड़ी भूमिका रही है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government is ready to talk to farmers on every issue. Addressing more than 50 lakh farmers of Madhya Pradesh at the Kisan Mahasammelan organized at Raisen virtually today, the Prime Minister assured to address the concerns of farmers on recent agricultural reforms. Stressing that there is no reason for mistrust in these reforms initiated by the government, Modi said there is no place for lies. He asked the people to ponder why would the Swaminathan Committee report be implemented if the government intended to remove the minimum support price system. Accusing the opposition of using farmers, Modi said the government is dedicated to farmers for their development. The Prime Minister stressed that all the three agricultural laws are extremely beneficial for the farmers. He said these laws are very important for the progress of agriculture and these reforms should have been implemented in the country 25 to 30 years ago. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said the new India is capable of giving a fitting reply to anyone who attempts aggression against the country. Stating that the war patterns and strategies are changing, the minister asked the newly commissioned flying officers of the Air Force to be prepared for newer and emerging challenges like cyberspace war. Addressing them after presenting their wings on completion of their training at the Air Force Academy, Dundigal, near Hyderabad this morning, he asked them to be ready for future challenges and asked them to equip themselves with emerging technologies. Referring to the recent standoff between India and China in the northern sector, he said India is always a peace-loving country, but if some attempts to disturb the country, we are always ready to give them a fitting reply. The minister presented wings to about 100 flight cadets, including 3 from friendly countries who have passed out from the Air Force Academy today.
यह एक नया भारत है जो किसी भी तरह के ट्रांसग्रेशन, एग्रेशन या सीमाओं पर किसी तरह के यूनिलैटरल एक्शन का माकूल और मुकम्मल जवाब देने की कुव्वत रखता है। हम किसी भी विवाद का समाधान शांतिपूर्ण और बातचीत के जरिए ही निकालने में विश्वास रखते हैं। दोनों देशों के बीच मिलिट्री और डिप्लोमेटिक चैनल्स के जरिए बातचीत हो रही है। मैं आज के इस अवसर पर फिर से कहना चाहूंगा कि हम संघर्ष नहीं बल्कि हम शांति चाहते हैं, मगर देश के स्वाभिमान पर किसी तरह की चोट हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे। हम किसी भी स्थिति का मुकाबला करने के लिए पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं।
Out of the 36 seats, Bharatiya Janata Party has won 33, while Assam Gana Pariষদ managed to win 2 seats and Congress 1 seat for the polls to the Tiwa Autonomous Council. The BJP has wrested 16 seats in Nagaon district, while AGP won 2 seats. BJP cadres and workers were jubilant, celebrating the success at the hustings. Our Morigaon correspondent reports that in the district, the BJP had won in 16 seats, even as the AGP could master 2 seats. Now it's time for a short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
सर आपका केवाईसी अपडेट करना है, नहीं तो अकाउंट और एटीएम कार्ड ब्लॉक हो जाएगा।
सावधान सावधान, 2.5 करोड़ का इनाम मुझे। देखिए, अनजाने कॉल्स, फर्जी ईमेल्स, लिंक्स और जाली ऐप से अपना पिन, ओटीपी, पासवर्ड कभी भी किसी के साथ शेयर न करें। आप रहेंगे सावधान तो नहीं होगा नुकसान। आरबीआई कहता है, जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
चल भाई, झुमके बदली कराने हैं।
अरे आंटी, ये रही सामने सोने की दुकान, यहाँ से बदलवा लो।
पर खरीदा तो उस दुकान से था।
अरे अगर हॉलमार्क का निशान है ना, तो कहीं से भी अदला बदली करा लो, वो भी बिना किसी डर के।
सच?
हाँ, 16 आने।
सोना कहीं भी खरीदो, बेचो बेझिझक, बेफिक्र, हॉलमार्क के साथ। हॉलमार्क है तो सोना है।
Welcome back. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 95.46% as more than 29,000 COVID patients have recovered during the last 24 hours. Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has gone up to over 95,50,000. India's COVID recoveries have witnessed a steep exponential rise from 50,000 in May to over 95 lakh in December. The recoveries are more than an impressive 30 times the active cases. The actual caseload currently comprises only 3.09% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 3,08,000. As Western nations like Great Britain and the United States have their nose to the grindstone in the later stages of the pandemic, the Northeast region is on the mend in the wake of the pandemic. While frontline Arunachal Pradesh has a caseload of 234 active cases, the cured cases number 16,322. The dead account for 55. In Assam, the active cases account for 3,539. Discharged cases logged 21,700. The death tally is 1,011. There are 1,835 active cases in Manipur, even as the cured cases account for 25,371. The death toll is 334. Scotland of the East, Meghalaya, reported 586 active cases, while the discharged cases amounted to 12,470. The tally for the dead is 133. Reporting 160 active cases, Mizoram, which had held the fort against the pandemic initially, has 3,943 discharged cases, even as tally for the dead is 7. Nagaland has 554 active cases, 11,205 discharged cases, while the dead account for 73. Sikkim has 304 active cases, 5,012 cured cases, even as the dead logged 123. Active cases in Tripura number 265, while the cured cases amount to 32,501. The death toll is 378. The COVID scenario in Assam has come under grip, with the intensity lessening by the day. Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma in a tweet said 102 cases were detected out of a total of 22,762 tests conducted, with a positivity rate of 0.45%. Dr. Sharma said the percentage for the recovered cases is 97.88%, even as the same for the active cases recorded 1.64%. The percentage for the death has improved to 0.47%. The numbers in the global battle against the COVID-19 pandemic across the world has wreaked havoc, especially in nations of the West. England has the highest curbs on the COVID protocol agenda, even as the United States is reeling from the pandemic wave. The total number of active cases has logged 7,60,84,858. The number recovered is 5,33,55,141. The tally for the dead is 16,82,552. The United States is leading in the world with 1,78,88,353 active cases, and the dead number is 3,20,845. The Health Ministry has said that getting vaccinated for COVID-19 will be voluntary. The ministry, however, said that it is advisable to receive a complete schedule of anti-coronavirus vaccine irrespective of past history of infection with COVID-19, as this will help in developing a strong immune response against the disease. In a series of frequently asked questions, the ministry said that the vaccine introduced in India will be as effective as any vaccine developed by other countries. It said in the initial phase, COVID vaccine will be provided to selected priority groups as they are at higher risk. Our correspondent reports that vaccine trials are under different stages of finalization and the government is geared to launch the vaccine for COVID-19 soon. First group who will be vaccinated includes healthcare and frontline workers.
के हिसाब से सबसे पहले हेल्थ वर्कर्स हैं सरकारी और प्राइवेट सेक्टर में, फिर फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स हैं जिन्होंने फ्रंट से जो है लड़ाई को लड़ा है, और उसके बाद फिर जो है एक कैटेगरी तय की गई है, क्योंकि जो 50 साल से ऊपर के जिनको कोमॉर्बिडिटीज़ वगैरह थे और उनकी 80% से ज़्यादा जो मृत्यु हुई है ऐसे लोगों की हुई है, तो ये करीब 50 साल से ऊपर के जो लोग हैं और फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स, हेल्थ वर्कर्स, ये सारी कैटेगरी मिला के, और फिर बाद में 50 साल से कम वाले जिनको कुछ और बीमारियां हैं, ये मिला के लगभग 30 करोड़ लोग होते हैं।
The Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, is at Guwahati today on a one-day visit to the state. The Chief Justice of India is in the city to take part in an orientation program on protection of wildlife at the Assam Administrative Staff College in Khanapara. Judicial officers from Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh and officers of the Forest Department are attending the event. The program is being organized by the Judicial Academy, Assam, in collaboration with the Worldwide Fund for Nature, India. Along with justices of the Supreme Court, the Guwahati High Court Chief Justice Acting and Koteshwar Singh and other judges are also joining the event.
Trees, plants, foliage. India's wild areas have found expression in prehistory. Rock paintings going back to 4000 BC, as well as to the seals from the Indus Valley civilization as far back as 3000 BC. This commitment is reflected even today in, say, the Bishnoi people.
By paving the ground with stones, scraping away every vestige of all vegetation, cutting down the trees, turning away birds and beasts, and filling the air with smoke of naphtha and coal, still spring was free and ill.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal has said the Northeast states will have to work hard to make its presence among the nations of South Asia. Inaugurating the 8th edition of the two-day Northeast Festival that got underway at the Radisson Blu in Guwahati, Sonowal said the dormant talent in the region must be exploited in order to reach markets of the continent, taking the Act East policy as the scale. The Chief Minister exhorted the youngsters to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in this regard. The Sikkim Tourism Minister Bedu Singh Pant and State Industries Minister Chandra Mohan Patwari were present on the occasion, among others. A spectacular fashion show and music evenings are a feature of the extravaganza.
And under the initiative of Samkanu Mahanta and his team, who have been organizing for so many years to focus Northeast in the national platform and also to draw the attention of the national and international tourists to the beautiful region of Northeast.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today announced the selection of 23 feature and 20 non-feature films in Indian panorama for the 51st International Film Festival of India, IFFI, to be held in Goa in January next year. In the feature film section, 23 films are selected that include Kripal Kolita directed Asmi's movie Bridge, Hindi films Sant Ki Aakh and Sichore, Govind Nihalani's English movie Up, Up and Up, Neela Madhav Panda's Odia movie Kalida Atitha, Marathi movie Pravas, Sanskrit movie Namo and Malayalam movie Save directed by Pradeep Kaili Purayat. In non-feature films, 20 films were selected that include Ankit Kothari's Gujarati movie Panchika, Bimal Poddar's Bengali movie Radha, English movie Ahimsa, Gandhi, The Power of Powerless directed by Ramesh Sharma and Manipuri movie Highways of the Life directed by Maibam Amarjit Singh. Taking various initiatives to deal with cybercrime and online digital-related crimes, the CID Meghalaya Police has designed different strategies to deal with the menace. When the strides made by technology are welcome, all is not well in terms of state of affairs.
Cybercrime wing Vivekanand Singh Rathore, CID branch said that a lot of different cybercrimes like phishing frauds, lottery crimes, financial and banking frauds and many other internet-based crimes are taking place. To prevent such cyber-related crimes, they have created multi-pronged strategies, work in tandem with cybercrime wings of Meghalaya Police and Meghalaya CID, and disseminate relevant information in the form of videos, posters and infographics through their social media cell in different languages to various communities.
And apart from these dissemination of this information through social media handles, we also organize awareness programs. A lot of posters and content is created in accordance with the need of the times, need of the people in local languages also. Sometimes we share videos also.
Shri Vivekanand Singh Rathore further said that a lot of poor innocent people are cheated due to lack of information and therefore are unable to report the crime to police stations. Therefore, he appealed to the citizens to report such cases on the National Cybercrime Portal and subsequently they will take appropriate legal action.
We are trying our best to tackle the situation as best as we can. Whenever you are accessing your accounts from public places like cyber cafe or any public place, don't forget to log out. Similar small things, if you are careful, you will not be cheated.
Speaking on cybercrime.
The Bharatiya Janata Party legislators have sought the intervention of the governor into the issue related to the appointment of the new vice-chancellor in the Northeastern Hill University, NEHU. Stating that preferably a local female qualified candidate could be considered for the post of Vice-Chancellor of NEHU, HEC said that they have requested the governor to take this up with the Ministry of Human Resources Development. Earlier, there were protests demanding the removal of the present VC. Meanwhile, the party leaders during their meeting with the governor also sought the intervention of the governor to urge the centre to invite the banned Khasi rebel outfit, Hwintrap National Liberation Council HNLC, for peace talks. A delegation of the party led by its two legislators, Al-Haq and Sanbor Shulai, met the governor at the Raj Bhavan on Thursday.
This also we have requested him. We have told the Honorable Governor to take up this also with the Honorable Home Minister.
In cricket, Australia beat India by 8 wickets in the first day and night test at Adelaide. Setting 90 runs for a win, Australia scored 93 runs for 2 wickets. Earlier, India were bowled out for 36 after the last batsman, Mohammad Sami, was retired hurt. Josh Hazlewood took 5 wickets and Pat Cummins scalped 4 for the host. With this disastrous performance, India has set a poor record of posting its lowest ever test total so far, and this the lowest test score by any team in 65 years. For more news, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. And to end the news, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon industries to work for a self-reliant India. Centre ready to talk with farmers on every issue, Modi asserts. India capable of giving a fitting reply against aggression, says Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 95.46%. Situation in Northeast on the mend over valiant sacrifice of COVID warriors. Pandemic wreaks the havoc across Western nations. 23 feature and 20 non-feature films in Indian panorama for the 51st International Film Festival of India. And in cricket, Australia beat India by 8 wickets. And before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain physical distancing and frequently wash hands with soap or sanitizer. Remember to wear a mask properly and join the Mask Up India campaign by Doordarshan to defeat the pandemic. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.